Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today is a very exciting day. As you can see, it is all pastel day, and actually this morning I wasn't expecting this to arrive today, but I received this thing here, which is the 120 colors of Mungyo Artist Soft All Pastels, and I've been waiting for this for a while now. Short story, basically a few months ago, beginning of this year, I purchased the All Pastel Mastery course from Lena Rivo. And in this All Pastel course, she teaches you all the basics of how to use all pastels and how to improve your practice with all pastels. I've been using all pastels for a few years, but I still feel like I don't completely get the grapes with it, and I can't create what I would like to create with them. So I wanted to improve my practice, and that's why I bought this class. And then I started the class, and I realized that she explains at the beginning that all pastels, you can't really blend them and create new colors. You can to a certain extent, but you cannot so much. It's not like watercolors where you can create endless colors with only a few colors. With all pastels, it's a little bit like alcohol-based markers, for instance. You need a bit more to start with. And so she advised to take these 120 solid colors from Mungyo, because it's the best value for money set that she knows. And she also advised a few NEOPASTELS from Caran and a few all pastels from Sennelier. Sennelier are very creamy ones, so she doesn't like them so much, but I already had a few, and so I only purchased the extra ones that she advised for the class. And for the Caran, same, I had like 5 of them, and then I purchased the other one that she has. And those arrived, those are the other colors, new colors, that arrived last week. And what I want to do today is to try to first swatch all of my colors, all because I already had the 36 pack of colors from Mungyo that I purchased last year or something, and I really enjoyed them. So it means that I have a few colors double now, but still fine. And I have this 24 all pastels from Sennelier for landscapes with a lot of muted and green colors that I really love also. So I'm gonna open these, I'm gonna show you those, and we're gonna swatch them on a tone paper. And it will also help me because this week is my birthday week, and so I purchased a lot of stuff from Gerstecke that will arrive hopefully this week. And among the things that I bought something to organize my all pastels, because it's not really convenient to have all of these boxes around when you're drawing, and I want to organize them by colors and not only by brands. So having all the swatches will also help me to understand the colors and to classify them a bit better. So I think for now I'm still gonna have them by brand on these, and then I will organize all of that. I'm gonna see. I don't have so many pages left. I only have like 1, 2, 3, 4 pages left, so we have to be somehow strategic here on how we do that. So first let me show you all the colors that I have. So those are some Sennelier. You can see the shorter ones as the one that I already had before. And this is one of the new one. It is, I'm not gonna say all the colors because I have like 200 all pastels here or something like that. So it's gonna take a long time if I say the colors of each and every one of them. But yeah, it's green, yellow, light. And basically how Lena Rivo is using those are really creamy, so you can put them on top on basically anything and they will still show. So she's using them for highlights and at the very end. And the white is such a gorgeous white. You can really do anything with this white. I love this white. It goes down very quickly. That's unfortunate, but I love it. I'm going to put those to the side and show you the others. So those are the other colors. As you can see, they're quite bright, except for those muted yellows, muted purples. They're quite bright accent colors for highlights. And the one I already had before were those landscape colors. They're still in their original thing. I've used them a little bit, and something I realized with them is that they're super creamy, but sometimes they are not so opaque, which is weird, I feel, for all pastels. Some are sort of transparent, which makes it sometimes hard to use. So those are the other colors. I feel like I have one in double, but yeah, okay. I bought one in double, that's a shame. I thought I had thought these through, because I already had some and then I had all the ones she advised, and I thought I had really well compared the one I already have compared to the one she advised, but apparently I still bought some extra anyway. So let's try this again because apparently I was not filming. Anyway, so what I was saying is that I have all of these Sennelier colors here. So there are a few here you can see that are already used, and it's because I had the primary set, so with a blue, a red, yellow, green, black and white. And so I have double of some colors because I bought the landscape set. And I also have double of this color because somehow I did not properly compare the colors I already had to the colors that Lena Riva was advising us to buy for her course. But anyway, so those are all the Sennelier colors that I have. And like I said, some are a little bit transparent. I have some in double, but I'm going to swatch them all. And I think I was saying something else about those. They are really nice for highlights. And yeah, I'm just going to put them to the side, show you all the colors that I have, and then I'm going to swatch everything. And when I'm swatching, I'm going to try to put them kind of in color order, sort of, so that they're the same families together. Then here we have my Caran d'Ache NEOPASTEL, and those are really nice because they really have a variety of colors that are close together, but just slight nuances of the same color, and they have that for really dark colors and really light colors also, which is really great and a bit different compared to other brands. They are quite expensive. They are almost the same as the Sennelier, which are the two most expensive brands here. But yeah, here I have a variety of colors. I had only like 5 of those before, and then I bought the one that Lena Riva advised to have for her class. So a lot of muted greens, a few highlight colors, and a lot of beige and earthy colors, and those are all like the grays and the beige, so the warm and the cool grays. This is so cool to have this variety of colors. This is one box and this is the other, and that's why also I bought something to organize them, because it's not really convenient to have all these boxes that have to swap around and move around. Those are the earthy colors, and this is one of the pinkish, because on the other side here I have the pinkish and the violet colors. So those are all of my Caran d'Ache, and they're already sort of organized by colors. And then the main thing are those two sets. So all of the colors here I'm going to have also here, because I didn't know I was going to need the bigger set when I bought the 36 color set. So those are all the colors here. I'm just going to pop this open. I started doing some bouldering a few weeks ago, so now I don't have nails anymore, and I'm so used to having nails to be able to open packages, but let's do it differently. Okay, great. Thank you, GoPro. So let's pop this open. So those are super hard to find where I live. Like the small sets are available, and the big set is not always, but sometimes available. But what I wanted was the renewal set, which I think they launched in 2022. And the colors here, you can see, you can see here all of the colors. And all of these colors here are specific to the renewal set. I don't know if it's like this or those. Anyway, some of these colors are specific to the renewal set, because the usual 120 or solid colors have metallics and fluorescent, which I didn't want to have because I don't really need them. And those were the colors I had with the 36 set. So you can see I will have a lot of doubles, especially in the first colors here. But I think it's fine because I really like the colors that are here, and I already started using them, and I use them quite a lot. So I guess it's fine to have doubles, and I also have doubles of others. It's hard to build collections like that because those are not available open stock, so you have to buy sets. And of course, if you started with a small set, if you buy a bigger set, all the colors of your small set will also be on the bigger set. because they also don't have like landscape set or sea set, because in other brands sometimes you have like thematic sets, and then you can buy a lot of thematic sets and you kind of build a collection like that. But here it's really like they're small, bigger sets, so you always have the colors. But as you can see, I've already used them quite a lot. The thing I don't like with old pastels is how fast you see them disappear when you're using them, but anyway. So on these yellows, on these pale colors here, I really like pale colors. I think they're so useful to bring contrast and nuances to your color, to your paintings. On these greens here, like I've already used quite a bit of them, so I don't think it's going to be really a problem to have even more here. So I'm not going to swatch those because obviously all of these are also here. So I'm probably going to replace in this the one that are here. Then I'm only going to swatch those, and the extra I'm going to store for now to the side, and I'm probably going to do the same for the Sennelier. So yeah, let's organize that and then we'll start the swatching. Let me open this one before. It's a beautiful box. So I had to order this one on Amazon, which I don't really like doing most of the time. Oh, they have a swatch sheet. That's so nice. Okay, I'm going to use that then. I don't really like using Amazon when I can avoid to use Amazon. But yeah, like I said, they were not really available where I live, so I had to do with that. Let me just replace the one that I already have, just making sure that those are the proper ones. And they're already organized by color family, which makes it so much easier for me. And like I said, when I'm gonna receive the final place where I'm gonna actually store them for painting and all of that, I'm gonna mix the brands, because what you want when you're painting is to have them sorted by color family, not by brands specifically. $32. I'm not sure I'm gonna have the others here, so let's move on to the second part. Let's put this back on this way. Let's move. Ooh, it's so nice. So I was at 32, which is probably this one. No, this one. I feel the way those are organized is a little bit less easy compared to the other colors, because like there are so many greens, which is great, but it can be hard to know which one is going where. 26 here, because there are a lot of bluish greens, and then grays. And I have a lot of variety of like pale colors and grays, which is so nice compared to having fluorescent or metallic paints. 46 here. 47. And 48. Okay, great. So now I have all of the beautiful colors here, and I can just put this to the side and we can swatch all of those. So let's organize ourselves a little bit here. And on the inside of the box you also have all of the colors and the names of all the colors. And for the 36 I didn't have something to swatch, but I had like this where you can see all of their colors. And like you can see here, you have fluorescent yellow, orange, pink, blue, metallic. So you have all of those that are just metallic ones that you don't get with the new sets, which I sort of prefer. But I think you also don't have these then. We need to compare a bit more the colors that you get. Because yeah, they have like two types of 120 sets. And I think they replaced all of these colors, all of the 300, they replaced with new ones, I think. So you also lose some of those which seem pretty fine, like the champagne, the beige, the pastel gray, the cloud gray. I'm not sure if I have those here. I'm gonna check now. I still have them, okay. I still have the chartreuse, I still have the beige, okay, I still have all of those. But yeah, I don't have from 321 to 323 here, so all of the fluorescent and metallics. So those were replaced by a few others that are just scattered around here. That's great. Okay, so I'm really happy with the colors. And I think it's because a lot of artists said that they were not so interested with the metallics and fluorescents, so they created a new set without those colors, which I find so nice that they did that. So let's put those to the side because we don't need those for our swatching, and let's start actually swatching. So I'm going to start with my Sennelier. Let me try to make sure you see what I'm doing. So Sennelier are those here, and those here. No, stay there, you fools. And those here. So first I'm going to organize them a little bit by colors. So this one I think I have double also. 203 is the same as this one, and I've been using both because I'm not really organized sometimes. So yeah, let me organize those. Here. This one, the 45, I think it's this. Oh no, it's different. So those here are the ones I have double off. I think those are the only ones I have double off. And now I'm just trying to organize the other colors in a way that makes some sort of sense. Okay, so let's try like that. They are more or less organized by, oh no, and you just get so dirty also when you're moving those colors around. Anyway, I'm more or less organized by colors categories now. So let's try this way, and look at my hands already. Those are my double colors, so I'm not going to swatch those. And let's start with the white here. Oh, come back. I'm still working on how to get a side angle when I'm doing swatches or painting, so hopefully I will be able to do that soon. And those are so buttery and creamy, it's really crazy. Now I'm going to the yellows. And I like to swatch on a tone paper so that you can also see how opaque they are. Some are a bit dirty because I've been using them already. You're supposed to clean more than what I do. This is one of my new ones, beautiful color. But yeah, I tend to not clean them so much. It's almost like painting with lipsticks, it's funny. And some will be a little bit grainier than others. They don't all go down to the paper exactly the same way. And one thing that is important to know also, this is also one of the new colors, beautiful one. That is important to know with all pastels that they never completely dry. So, oh, this one is quite transparent, and as you can see, it doesn't go down so well. So can you please try to accommodate what I'm showing? So when I'm putting some, it just lifts whatever I put, and it's quite transparent, so you don't really see. Of course you can, because they are so creamy, you can put more down and kind of put it on the paper, but it is a bit strange how this one is working. Okay, and this one is coral. Coral is a weird one. Nice color, but not so nice texture. And then I have this one. So let's write first the colors of all of those before we forget everything. And I will also put the numbers. Okay, so those are all my first ones. I think those two would need to be swapped if I wanted to really have a proper order. But anyway, doesn't really matter. Now let's go to the blues, because I don't have so many blues. And then we will do the greens and the earthy ones, I guess. Somehow I would like all of them to fit in here, but I'm not sure it will work. We'll see. So here we go again. This is the black. I don't have so many blues in Sennelier. This is beautiful blue. Love it. This one too. They're so vibrant, it's really nice. So those are the only blues that I have. And black, and I love them all. Black is 23, I think. Then we have, what is this one? Charcoal blue. Here we have Delft blue. And sky blue, which is actually a really nice sky blue color. So I'm just gonna put those back here, tidying up as I go, otherwise I'm gonna get confused. Okay, so the blues are done, and now let's move on to all the greens. This is one of my new greens. It's a little bit, I find like the really almost fluorescent colors are always a bit transparent, and the greens, especially with Sennelier, are always a little bit weird in texture. They have a nice variety of colors, but they are always a bit strange, I feel. And I never organize them in the proper way, like this one is closer to this one should be here. Maybe I should do that now, before I forget. Those are more earthy. This is almost a gray, actually. So let me just put them in the right order before I forget, because this will help me when I get my organizer to organize everything properly. I like the chromium green. It's a new thing. I used to not like them, but now I really like. What is that? Mossy green? Doesn't look very mossy to me, but whatever. So how are we going to organize those? I think the green medium needs to go after the Cinnabar green light. So this one needs to go here. This one needs to go here. The pine green needs to go there. And then this one needs to go here. And those here. Okay. So those two are stayed together, those two are put together, those two are changed in order, and those two are changed in order. I think it's a little bit, it makes a little bit more sense. Those are a bit out of the range, and those two also, but what can we do? Then let's move on to the other ones. I think I'm gonna put them to the other side. I don't really like doing this because, like I said, they never completely dry, so it's a bit uneasy to have them like that. But somehow we need to have those put somewhere. So I'm gonna start with the earthy and then with the muted. Finish with the muted. So let's go. I have no idea where this one is in this order, so I would probably need to change it also. Really like this color. Beautiful, beautiful colors. Very wrong order, but beautiful colors. This is the raw amber. Those are really love. I've always been a sucker for this kind of earthy tones. So that's why I also really love this set. They have such a nice variety of earthy tones. So let's put chrome brown, then rose sienna, then Venetian red, burnt sienna, and burnt umber. Okay. And finally those. This is really nice also. Maybe this can go with the earthy. So nice. I love these colors. Those are really my type of colors. Oh, this one is also a quite transparent one. It's one of the new ones. The color is nice, but again, the coverage is not so nice. So there are a few Sennelier like that where the coverage is not, is kind of working against you, I feel. I realize I tend to really like my whole pastels very creamy and very opaque, which is not the case all the time with the Sennelier. And it's hard to know actually when it's going to be the case or not, which makes it a bit frustrating. So those are all of my Sennelier colors, all of the bright ones, the blues, the greens, and the earthy and muted. I really like the selection of colors I have going on here. So let's move on to the Caran d'Ache. And now they're organized in a really nice way, I feel. Maybe those are not in the best order, but it's hard to organize this type of muted colors. So let's let them like that for now. Now let's move on to the Caran d'Ache. And I'm gonna go in the way they're organized here. So those are the grays. Those are, I think, are the greens, the blues and the greens. So probably I'm going to start with the pinkish violet, and I have one violet on the other side. Then I'm going to go to the blues and greens, and from there I'm going to do the earthy and finish with the grays. So let's start. And then I have 2 left for all of my 120 colors from there, so I'm not sure. How many did I put here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I have 25, so I can put at least 50. I need to put 60, so 30 on one side, 30 on the other, to have all my 120. I think it can work. I have to put 15 here. I have 14 here. I think if I squish them a little bit more, it can go if I start. Sorry, I was out of range. So here I have 14, but if I put this one a little bit higher up, I will have space here to have 15. Have 15, 15, makes 30, it makes 60, and it makes 120 with 2 pages. I think it can work. All of those need to fit here, though. And I'm not sure how much I have. And I think I have 30 or something. Let's start. Am I on the frame somehow? Yeah. Those are so nice. And they go down so nicely also. They're really opaque and they're more firm than the Sennelier. You don't eat up as much when you're doing this, for instance. So they're a bit less creamy, which makes it a bit harder to, if you want to layer a really pale one on top of a dark one, you will have a bit more difficulties to do that. But apart from that, they're really nice. And they go really dark, which is so, so nice. I love all those very dark purples here. And I'm going to put the colors of those and then make the other one, the other pinkish one that have, oops, sorry, on the other side. And sometimes, even if you have the same color in two different brands, it doesn't really matter because they won't go down the same way. So, for instance, if I have this one here is a little bit similar to one of these here, of the Venetian red, for instance. But this one is a bit creamier and is a bit, it's different. So for layering, in some instances, it would be easier to have this one. For a base color, it would be easier to have this one. So it doesn't really matter if across brands you have similar colors, because you will learn when it's useful to use one or the other. For instance, my white, I have white in two different brands, and I will use them in different cases. Sometimes I will use the more softer and creamier one, and sometimes I will use a bit the harder one to make some blends, for instance. So it really depends, and you have to learn what type of colors you use when to know which one are more useful for you to have in a brand or in another brand. It's funny that they put this as a blue. I find it very purplish. Let's grab my other violet one on the other side. Here you are. Stay here. Yep. So this is light purple violet. Okay, now let's put the blues here. Only have two blues, so it's quite fast. Sky blue, which is lavender blue in French, and light ultramarine in German, so very different names. 141, I think. And it's also a bit purplish. It's interesting. I would say it's closer to lavender. Turquoise green. And this turquoise green, I think, looks different. It looks almost cobalt here, but it will look a bit different depending on the type of color you're putting it on top of. So let's put the greens here, I'd say, and then on the other side we can have the grays and the how we call that? And the earthy. And I will start with the darkest green and go back to the lighter ones. Now I want to have a side angle when I'm doing this type of, these were not in the right order of color. When I'm doing this sort of videos, so that you can see a bit more the texture and how it goes down on the paper. But for now I can only do side angles in portrait mode and not in landscape mode. So I'm not sure how to deal with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have two left. This is definitely in the wrong order. I have to reorganize that. It's not working at all right now. This is so bright. Okay, so this was olive black. Light olive. I like that this one is light, but it's still a bit muted. This is hard to find, this type of colors. It's really nice. 145. And spring green. And it's true that it's spring, it's almost fluorescent, the greens. Still, I find it a little bit too fluorescent. I'm just going to check again that the khaki is really olive gray. Is really dark like that, okay. So I have to have olive black, olive gray, then olive, because olive looks darker, but I think the paper looks darker, but the color doesn't look so dark. Olive black, olive gray, khaki green, because the moss green, those are all earthy greens, and the moss green is not an earthy green, which makes it harder to organize it. So I think I'm going to put it with the light olive and the spring green to kind of have differentiation that those are more earthy ones and those are a little bit less earthy ones. But it's always a bit hard to organize colors because you have so many, you have the warmth of the color, you have so many aspects of the color to take into account that it can make it hard to organize it properly in a way. So let's put on the other side the earth tones here, and then we'll put all of the grays. So, really nice. So different, but different enough. And what is also difficult when you're storing all pastels is that they will contaminate each other. You see, those are a bit more reddish, those are a bit less reddish, so it's also hard to organize those. And this one is really in between. So probably this one goes more with the yellow, those are more reddish ones, and those are a bit more violet almost. But yeah, hard to decide where to put what. I really like golden ochres. I mean, I love ochre, but ochre can be a bit dirty sometimes. And golden ochres just have this freshness to them and this lightness that I really, really like. This is really purplish for a mahogany. And I'm wondering if actually the Indian red should go with those. Maybe when I organize all of them, I will put the Indian red, because usually Indian red is a very, where is my cinnamon? Here. Because usually Indian red is a very earthy color, so maybe I should put this on the other side and put the Indian red here with the russets. It would make sense, actually. And it would make more sense than having this one here. Let's do that. So let's take the Indian red out of here and put this one here. Lots of organizing around happening. Okay, great. So this box is done too. And now we only have all of the grays to go. And then the 120 Mungo colors. I'll probably make a break before tackling all of those. So those would be all of the cool grays and then the warm beige and grays. This is also hard to organize because some of those are really, really blue. So it's, and then the warm gray is also very brown, so it's always, it's not so easy to know where to put what. Like this one is really close to the Van Dyke brown, for instance, and it's cocoa. I did these 3, so I only have those 2 left. This is a beautiful color. I love this beige. This one I already had and I already loved. It's the light beige. This is ash gray. And I think she also said that we could take the dark gray, but it was not available at the time when I wanted to buy it. So it was the 5, I think, so like 2, 3, 4, 5, but it was not there, so I couldn't take it. And it's only because cocoa in the other languages is dark beige. So that's why it works so well with the other 2 beige also. And that's it for the Caran d'Ache NEOPASTELS. So here you have it, all of my old pastel colors except for the 120 Mungyo. I will either do a separate video with them or do it later. I will first edit that to see how long it takes, and then I will see if I do it in the same video or not. But here you can see, and you can see the difference. Those are all very opaque, and those, when you compare the greens, for instance, it's pretty obvious how some of the Sennelier greens are more transparent. And here you have the same thing happening for the earthy colors. But this is such a nice variety of colors already, and I can't wait to see all the new nuances that I will get with the 120. So yeah, that's it for now. I will edit, and if I choose to do the 120 set in another video, I'm gonna say goodbye for now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was interesting for you to see all these different old pastels and different brands and how they behave and all these different colors you can get. I'm super excited to deep dive into Lena Rivo's class on old pastels now that I have all of the material around me. So yeah, I'm super excited, and I have so many more art supplies coming on this week because it's my birthday week and I treated myself with a lot of art supplies. So probably I will do an unboxing video of some of those. So stay tuned for that. And I still have some of my old unboxing from earlier this year, like January, February or something like that, that I never got to edit and post because I just felt very insecure at the time. So maybe you will have some of my old unboxing that will come in the coming weeks or month. Let's see. So bye for now, and I wish you a very nice day and happy painting, and see you in my next video. Bye.